Badlands. Explain those Badlands. That's a hell of a name.
Good evening. Welcome to Flow episode 30. Can y'all hear me? I thought the intro froze. Give me a 5x5 if you can hear me, y'all. I think everything's all right. Check. Checking. Let me check my sound.
You're good. Hey.
We're good? We're good. All right. Go dogs. Yeah. So good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? I see we got some regulars in the chat. Said we're good. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Go dogs. Yes. Thank you. What's up, Bay Theater Dave? How you doing, man? Jackie says good. MYD0GR3X says 5x5. Perfect. Cat Shiner says hey to everybody. What's up, y'all? Yesterday was Scheisler's birthday. Happy belated birthday, Scheisler. I know I wish you a happy birthday on the Daily Herald, but happy birthday again. And tomorrow is Jackie's mother's birthday. If you guys saw Hooks and Harmony earlier, we wished her a happy birthday, or Jackie did on her show. And man, that was a fun show, guys. It was a good time. Good time. A lot of good tunes, man. It was funny because whenever there was like a slower song playing, that was more like, because it was winter thing, or I think it was songs that feel like winter and make us think of winter. And whenever there were slower songs, the chat just got rowdy and started making jokes. So we had a good time today. Ghost Smith 801 says, "Good job, dogs." Pug dance. That's what I'm talking about. Keto Higgins, thank God Georgia won, so we don't get whiny Cam tonight. I can be as whiny as I want whenever I want. It only depends on if I've eaten or if Jackie has made me feel inferior during the day. She said, "Wow." Buck Wayne, what's up? Good to see you, man. Nick Finishman's here. Smays is here. Trumpet, hey Trumpet, how you doing? Good to see you. My dog Grex. My dog Rex. Wow. My dog Rex on YouTube. What's up, YouTube? I accidentally cut you guys beforehand because I thought I was not going to be able to get my intro. And so I was going to play a YouTube clip, but I was able to find my intro. So there's stuff going on with StreamYard right now. It's being weird. So I had to use a different StreamYard. But anyway, I want Indiana to win. I'm gonna be totally honest. They haven't been there in a while, or in a long time, and it'd be nice to see them win. But for your sake, I hope the Buckeyes win. But deep down, I want Indiana to win. So honestly, I just don't care. But I'm happy for you. All right. ClearCat367 says, "Cam Cooksey, you bundled up for Minnesota or Canada weather tonight?" Yeah. So I was just outside a minute ago. I'm trying to slide over. So it says it's only 42 degrees outside right now. But I've also been inside a warm house all day. It's going to drop down to, for the end of the show, it should be in the 30s. So, oh, and also there's no people tonight. So if I take some time to just kind of vamp with you guys, as long as I don't bore you too much, and that's, you know what, I'll just try to keep it genuine and keep it flowing. But yeah, we have plenty of time tonight. I'll probably end it a little bit early so that we can get some time before DPH. But Ghost Smith 801 says, "Cam, who you got with the Ohio versus Indiana game?" Yeah, so you probably heard me a minute ago. I honestly want Indiana to win deep down. Michael Penix went there. He's a Falcons quarterback, so why not his alma mater? I know he went there before Washington. But yeah, I think Ohio State's going to win, to be honest. I think that they're the real deal. I don't know if that's going to result in a championship. It's kind of hard to go run the table, basically, in college football these days. But I don't know, man. Indiana's looked good, so I'm going to say I want Indiana to win, but I think Ohio State will probably pull it out. MKTG Dynamo says, "Oh my God, who does he have, really?" All right, so like I said before, deep down, I want Indiana to win, but I think Ohio State's going to win, so you'll be fine in the end. Don't worry about it. Let the wine flow. Keith Higgins. Hey man, you're not misbehaving Irishman. You can't be burping. He's the only one allowed to burp. I'm just playing. What's up, Mimo Hunter? Good to see you. Eli173. Hello. Great to see you. 2020 MAGA. Good to see you. EC was here. What's up? How you doing? Dev House in the house. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you as well. The Ritz, Kim, you're dressed like you live up here. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, it's cold outside. My fingers are cold. My toes are good right now, but it's warm in the house. Eventually, I'll end up probably taking off the jersey, and I just have my Badlands hoodie on, and then maybe I'll switch hats. Who knows? You know, I like wardrobe changes. I like to change with the temperatures. Steph B4729 says, Merry Christmas, Badlandia. Yeah, so during Jackie's show, a term was coined. It was Christmas adjacent is what Bay Theater Dave said. Not quite Christmas is the one that Jackie said. So winter songs that are like the in-between, getting close to the solstice, but it's not really Christmas time yet. I mean, it's always Christmas time whenever you want it to be, but MKTG Dynamo 73 here in Southwest Florida. Yep, that sounds about right. Thank you, Trumpet. It feels like it's freezing here. Yes, it's because all day we haven't had the sun. It's probably been raining the last 3 or 4 days. Actually, I think the other day it's a little bit better because people did stuff out in the lawn and the gutters. But Smays 60, 42 degrees ain't exactly cold. It's not exactly cold, but you know what is cold is a wet. There we go. Nasty, damp, cold night in the southeast. Been low, 17's got it. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's different sections of the country, you guys know this, have different climates. And our climate, when it gets cold, because of the moisture in the air, it's wet, and if it's wet and it gets windy, it's terrible. But it's not that cold. I've been in colder. Nick Finishman, you coming to Memphis for Christmas? My farm is less than 45 minutes from the river. No, I am not. We are going down to Florida. We are going to be near Jackie's family and the warmth for Christmas. Thank you so much for the offer, but yeah, my body needs a little bit of warmth before this next. I think it's gonna be a harsh winter. I'm excited for it though. I'm ready to shock my body to get it back into peak condition to be able to handle the cold and then the hot. I think the seasons are getting back in line. Honestly, I don't think people are messing with the weather like they used to. Buck Wayne, let's hope when the Buckeyes cheerleaders do the splits, they don't stick to the ground. That last game, the Michigan-Ohio State game, the reason he's saying that, for anybody that's been out of shape, it doesn't matter. It's your body getting stuck to the icy tundra. It looks cold, man. Bay Theater Dave, he has a huge distaste for Ohio State. North Georgia dog, go Dogs, sick 'em. Yo, Cam, what up? What a good evening. All right. We're gonna get into the sponsors, and then we're gonna hold on a second. Nick Finishman, you live in Georgia, it's North Florida. What are you talking about, man? Our line of latitude between where we live north of Atlanta and where you are in Memphis is like the exact same climate line. Or not climate line, but like section of climate. Like when storms pass, it'll go from us and it'll go west, and it'll usually, a lot of times it'll go up a little bit towards you guys. And so we get the same climate, man. North Florida is like, even with Louisiana and the bottom of Mississippi and like lower parts of Texas, Houston and stuff. Come on now. But all right, let's get into the show. Oh, we got one more. My boy, 34 Lukash. What up, Bay Theater Dave? Danny, go Dogs. Am I right? Am I right? And Marguerite Carlin. Merrily we flow along with Cam Cooksey. Thank you, Marguerite. Great to see you. And Mama Bear, Eleanor, 2000, rounding it out. Good evening, wonderful Flow Beast. Good evening to you as well. Oh, howdy, Flowsters, from Jessica Storm. Jessica, just so you know, I'm going to do the ads that I had in my run sheet because one of them that you had on there was different than the one that I had, so I added it. So I'm going to get into those. All right, let's go. First off, we got actually, I'll do this a little bit out of order. First off, we're going to go with My Pillow.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest Made in America sale ever. We just put huge discounts on products made right here in the USA. My Pillow bed pillows, body pillows, go anywhere pillows, bolster pillows, all made with my patented adjustable fill. Mattresses, mattress toppers, mattress pads, adjustable bed frames, mattress foundations, and so much more. All made right here in the USA. And now we're expanding our USA products beyond just quality sleep. Like the cross I wear every day, now available in both men's and women's. We even have USA made socks. And are you tired of being tired? Try our new health beverage, Rev 7. Or how about my coffee, the greatest coffee ever? So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to get deep discounts on all these products. Plus, for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free.
All right, and that's Mike Lindell with My Pillow. You guys all know him. There he is, the next governor of Minnesota, says the Ritz. Yeah, it's possible. And next up, guys, we have Conscious Strength by our very own Jordan Sather. Maha yourself, or make America healthy again yourself, with supplements that don't suck from Conscious Strength. Founded by Badlands' very own Jordan Sather in 2019, Conscious Strength products are made in America and won't break your bank, unlike other online brands. Their lineup includes collagen for strengthening joints and hair, electrolytes to get rid of those cramps, green powder that tastes good and mixes easy, She Legit gummies, methylene blue, zeolite, and more. Flip the finger to pharma. Be your own doctor and get supplements that you can trust from Conscious Strength. Go to badlandsmedia.tv/strength to shop now. One more time, badlandsmedia.tv/strength. Link will be in the description below. And guys, so I have you see on the screen, the oregano oil to the left and the methylene blue to the right. So instead of making you guys watch like that one time, I went ahead and made the tincture during the last ad, and I'm going to drink it on air because I love this stuff. I know Jackie is not the biggest fan of it. We actually went through this same situation when we were doing a parasite cleanse a few years ago, where like for some reason, maybe because of absinthe, I really enjoy wormwood. So when we were doing the parasite cleanse, I loved doing the parasite cleanse because that feeling of wormwood felt so good to me, and she hated it. But anyway, here you go. This is actually not that bad. See? And it'll turn your mouth blue, obviously, for a little bit. Eventually goes away. But when you urinate, it usually should come out green. If it comes out blue, that means that you're either I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's something having to do with being overhydrated or just like your system's not flushing out what it's supposed to. But if your toilet looks green afterwards, don't be alarmed. It's natural. All right, we'll save the last one for later. And Bay Theater Dave said, I got to hang with Jordan at Deadwood. Great dude. Yeah, Jordan. I met Jordan whenever the first time I met him was. Doesn't matter. But at this Gart in so the Gart in Deadwood, I got to know Jordan better, and I obviously saw him hanging out with Bay Theater Dave, and he's a great guy. But at the Cocoa Beach one, I got to play with him on the beach, like beach soccer, and we're throwing the football and stuff before everyone came out there. And you guys saw the video of us playing on the beach. And he's a really interesting dude, man. He keeps to himself, but once you get him talking, like you won't get him to shut up. But he's hilarious. He has no filter. Love that guy. So Too Hot Scott Pro, what happened to the timer showing when live videos started? So I think the problem with that was today I had cut the YouTube stream beforehand because I thought I wasn't gonna have my intro, so I was gonna play a YouTube video. I didn't want to get a copyright, but then I found my intro video, which has the non-copyright infringement music or whatever. Basically what I did was I deleted it and then re-added it, but I think because it was already scheduled, it messed with that. Hold on a second. So Bay Theater Dave says that he held court in the lobby. Yeah, so the lobby at Deadwood there's two different sections. So there's like the casino section, and you take the elevator up from there, and then you go over to the hotel, and then there's a lobby for the hotel, and then you go over to the other elevators to go up to the rooms. And Bay Theater Dave was hanging out in the lobby like whenever there was in between time, and instead of like him getting up and saying hey to everybody, people just like rushed over to him because he had the perfect spot right by the window with all the chairs. And it was almost like he was like the Godfather, and people were just coming up and like telling him their stories, and he was just sitting there just like sharing with them. It was great, man. Very comfy. I bet it was. All right, y'all. So let me get this call thing set up. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to put up the I know what I can do. Anyway, so I'm gonna open up the lines early tonight because we have plenty of time. And if there's more stuff that I want to go over later, I can always cut it a little bit early. Cut the lines, I mean, and then I can bore you guys. Just kidding. I can tell you guys about whatever I had to discuss, but for right now, let me see if I can remember how to do this. Yep. All right. So for right now, we're gonna open up the lines. And I know I told you guys this before, but I am in a different StreamYard setup. So like I don't have the background music and some of the stuff's not where it needs to be, but I'm gonna put the let Cam kiss the ring. Yeah, sure, why not? Metaphorically speaking, of course, guys. What's up, Flying Storm? Good to see you. I see you in the chat. So I'm gonna put the phone number in the chat, guys, and then I'll just keep it up there when we're not on a call. And you're more than welcome to call in. If you've been here before, you know that there aren't really any rules on topics. Usually I'll come up with something that I want to talk about, but I more just want to hear from you guys, see what's going on in your minds, what's going on in your hearts, what you guys want to hear from me about, my take on something, or if you just want to talk for a little bit. But because we have so much time, let's see if we can get a whole bunch of different calls in. And we'll try to keep them to about, we'll say 5 minutes is the max. But what's up? A round robin.
Yeah, like someone calls in and like, you have 5 minutes on the phone with me. And then,
oh man.
Like they do on the radio.
Oh, maybe I'll do that. I do have a timer. Well, maybe we'll see how it goes. I may do it at some point. How about this? I can randomly choose it at a certain time when someone calls in, whether they get the timer or not. That'll make it even more interesting. So if anyone didn't hear, Jackie said we should have a timer like they do on the radio. So we're like, I say, all right, you have 5 minutes on flow or whatever. And then I set a timer. Gong show. So the Ritz, Keith Higgins was telling me about the Gong show. I think it was last week. And I looked up like a clip of it and I played like 10 seconds of it, and I'm not playing any of that stuff on my show. Absolutely not. That just seems like brain rot. That's like something that Jackie's been telling me about that the kids do these days, is this stuff called brain rot, where it's just like pointless videos. Yeah, it's like mindless scrolling, but just without the scrolling. Sorry, I'm trying to, I don't know why I said sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm trying to get this this thing set up. All right, this should work. And don't call in yet because I gotta make sure everything's set up. I think it's all set up. Remember last time it was hilarious. All right, we should be good. All right, let me pull it up on screen. Okay, so you can call into the flow at 770-744-4042. And if for some reason it doesn't work the first time, bear with me. Try calling in again. Oh, this is a cool cup that my buddy got me. 34 Lucash. I saw him the other day. Okay, so I'm gonna move the number for a second just to bring this up. So Keith Higgins says the Gong Show was about female empowerment and JP Morgan's nipples. Yeah, see, maybe I was looking at the wrong Gong Show because it seemed like it said it was posted like 7 years ago. So it seemed like it was pretty modern. But yeah, it was not for me, man. Not a fan. Not a fan. Oh, one thing that I do need to do is this. So while you guys get your do some prank calls. So what'd you say? So Flying Storm said do some prank calls. I would do prank calls, but like I was never really big in, like, as weird as this sounds, I liked listening to prank calls. Like that was the thing when I was growing up, especially when YouTube first started, or actually maybe it was before YouTube. But I know there was like what was that? E-Bombs World and some other things. And I would listen to prank phone calls with my friends, and like it became like a like ongoing jokes and stuff. But yeah, I just I like messing with people, but sometimes I feel like that's kind of mean. I know that kind of makes me a little bitch, but you know, sometimes I don't like seeing people like just extremely confused and being manipulated. I don't like people being psyoped. Enough with the psyops, right? Is my refrigerator running? I honestly, Jennifer, the one in the garage, I'm not sure. If it is, it's on its last leg. It's limping to the finish line. The Jerky Boys. Why does that sound familiar? Oh, what's up? EC was here. I already said hey to you, but hey again. Peyton Poo, no more fat fingering. You're obviously talking about the phone. Okay. Evan says, or escape the matrix. The hip surgery, but just wanted to. I'll go. And prayers out for your dad. All right, I'm gonna call in.
Call from
Lukash Grizz.
to accept.
Lukash Grizz, you're on the air. You're on flow with Cam.
So
Jackie said
we
to
were
set a
talking-
timer. You're screwed, man. You got a timer. Hold on. Guys, I don't know if you can hear this, but setting a timer starting now. Go. Wow me.
So you were talking about the prank calls
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. I believe the one that you're talking about is my neighbor kicked my dog.
Yep. 100%, man. So that was the first one, and then there's a couple other ones, but that was the big one that I was thinking of for sure.
Also, who you got tonight in the games?
Which games?
Well, the Ohio State game.
Oh,
and the
bro,
Duke game.
you were late to the show. So I said I want Indiana to win, but I think Ohio State's gonna win. And we've got a bunch of Buckeyes in the chat. Not a bunch, but we got a few.
All right, Indiana all the way, baby.
Yeah, dude, I was telling people that that's where Michael Penix went to school before he went to Washington, and he's our Falcons quarterback. So you know, I got to rep in Indiana. Plus, it's Hoosiers.
You know it.
What a movie!
All right, well that's the end of my 5 minutes.
Dang, man, you got a minute and 15 seconds in. That's pretty good.
You know how I do, brother.
I won't tell the ladies that. Roasted. You shouldn't have called
Got
in.
me.
Shouldn't have called in. Got him. No, I'm just kidding, bro. Go Dogs, man. What a whooping. You know they had -3 rushing yards against us, I believe. I gotta check that stat.
Yeah.
That's insane. An Alabama team that had -3 rushing yards in an SEC championship.
I don't know if you watched it on ESPN or ABC, but I watched it ESPN
Mm-hmm.
with they had Taylor Lewan and Will Compton.
Oh, I did not watch that one. I love those guys though.
It was so funny because you could tell that they had money riding on Alabama to win.
I love that though because like
great.
they completely lift the veil of like we know that all these people have like their eggs in one basket or the other. Like when they're doing picks and stuff, like this is for money. Like they're getting paid somehow, some way under the table or like through like endorsements or something like that to say the team they're picking. So to see them like actively rooting for the team, you're just like, well, at least we know now.
100%.
But all right, man. Thanks
Well,
for
all right,
in.
brother. Yes, sir.
All right, love you,
guys.
man. You take care. Peace. All right. That was so as soon as I hung up, it was 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. So that was what 45, 345? Oh no, 245. Nice. Kept it under 3 minutes. All right. How do I restart this thing?
How do you start it?
Restart it. Just go to the
Clear.
oh. Well, anyone else can call in. Oh, I should probably put the number back up. Why am I so focused on this thing? It's the beeping noise, guys. You know that I'm a child at heart. When I hear a beeping noise and I just automatically go over to it, except for the fire alarm. I will run from that thing. All right, guys, this timer thing's kind of fun. I won't be a jerk about it, but yeah, I'm gonna keep the timer going. I like this. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Mike Irons, it's all fixed, y'all. I quit watching 4 years ago. Yeah, I totally understand that. I watch it. I watch it because I enjoy watching the sports. I enjoy getting excited too. Same reason I watch movies. Mike Irons. I was Falcons fan for 35 years. I'm sorry. I'm 35 years old right now. So you've been a Falcons fan since 1990. Or maybe you stopped being a fan a little while ago. But either way, yeah. Did it come with the pipe bomb, the Ritz? I don't know. Did it come with a working pipe bomb? Did it come with a prop? Man, these stories, guys. What are we doing in this this version of the simulation? Need a classic bell alarm winding clock, Cam. Yeah, so I don't know why, but when I was like probably like 12, I was really into like antique things. So some of my friends, we'd go over to their grandparents' house and they'd have like huge grandfather clocks. And I remember like the rotary phones. What were some other cool things? Oh, we used to have a typewriter. So back when I was in elementary school, I used to write papers on my typewriter from time to time. It was really cool, man. Or my dad's typewriter. But like, I just remember, like, for some reason in my life, I always have visuals of movies or pieces of movies that I put together to kind of like create memories of time periods in my life. And one of the time periods I remember was when I really liked writing at a young age. I just loved the sound of the typewriter, like in movies, or you watch like a documentary or something, you just hear the click of the typewriter, or like 60 Minutes. Or actually 60 Minutes was the clock. But anything that was like that analog type sound, I think it's because my grandmother's house had a lot of those ticking clocks and stuff like that. But yeah, man, that's something that I wish kids could experience, because they're little things that there's that connection between, like, it's like writing with a pen. That connection between putting hand to something and then the feel of it. It's like playing the piano too, versus playing a grand piano versus like a digital piano. There's something to it. Yo, the El Jefe is speaking right now. Are we covering it? Is it on Badlands right now? Well, guys, do you want to watch that with me on the side? Let me know in the chat. Let me see where this thing is. I have this stupid kick my dog thing up here. Yeah, but you don't see it playing through Badlands, do you? Okay. Hold on a second, y'all. Stock market Mike says, let's go. Flying Storm says, watch what? So Jackie said El Jefe, which is obviously, or not obviously, but I'm assuming it's Donald Trump, which obviously it's him. But she's saying that he's speaking right now. And usually when he speaks, especially when it's like kind of random like this, it's usually really short. Let me see. So we're going to try to pull this up, guys, real quick. Just got to find it. Sorry for the delay. I just wanted to, attends the State Department, Kennedy. Okay. This seems like something we'd want to watch. If it loads, of course. I'm getting the spinning wheels, guys. Spinny wheel. No. Well, if it doesn't come up, then we'll keep it going. Is your heat off, Cam? You look cold. The heat is technically off right now, Liberty Line. Yes. Oh, it seems like it's working now. So let me see if I can pull this up. Guys, I'm going to. Yeah, let me go ahead and pull it up.
It takes a little time, but not really, because it's time that some people want to rest. I don't really want to rest. I want to do things. And to me, it relaxes me. It's almost like, it's really almost better than resting. And we're bringing these places of great distinction, we're bringing them back. And the Kennedy Center is going to be incredible. Within 10 months, I mean, you're going to see, we've already done tremendous amounts of work, but within 10 months, you're going to see something that you'll really be amazed at. You know, one of the things with the Kennedy Center, because this is really honoring that tonight, but the sound is great. And if you don't have good sound, Lincoln, I don't want to say anything bad about Lincoln Center, but they've had a lot of problems over the years with sound. A lot of you, some of you on that board here tonight. It's a very distinguished board also. But as you know, they have at Lincoln Center, they have a sound problem, and they've rebuilt one of their great buildings because the sound was always bad, and they can't get it right. They can't get it right. It's a very hard thing to do. There's a little luck to that. You know, you have to be a little bit lucky. And some of the greatest opera houses in the world in Europe were built 200 years ago, 300 years ago. And they had no sound engineers in those days, but they did have a lot of marble and stone. And marble and stone make really for great sound. I see we have Gloria, we have Kiss, we have George Strait, we have, think of it, we have the great Michael Crawford, and they know what I'm talking about probably better than anybody else in the whole world. But it's, sound is a big deal. And if you don't have it in a building, you pretty much never have it. They rebuild it. They spend millions and millions of dollars. They take it apart. They put up new walls. They put up new seats. They put up new everything, and they open it up, and it's a disaster. And the one thing with Kennedy Center, they have great sound. They've always been known to have great sound. And we're putting up large slabs of marble in a couple of the great halls. And it's already, we did some testing. It's made it as good as it is. It's made it even better. Marble can do that. So we've reviewed everything you have to review and reversed the decline of this cherished institution. And the Kennedy Center was really, boy, the money they spent over the years. They spent so much money, and you couldn't see where the money was spent. We're still trying to find out where did they spend all that money, but they didn't know what they were doing, and it's a shame. And we almost lost that building. That building was very close structurally and every other way. We've totally reversed it, and now it's going to be in great shape for another, literally for 100 years. It's going to be in great shape. It's going to be in better shape than ever before. So we've done a real job. We've secured historic funding for the Kennedy Center, and we got that in the great big beautiful bill. That's a bill that everybody said was impossible to get passed. They said, you can't do it. It's too big. It was supposed to be 17 bills. I said, let's put it in one, because the Democrats are absolutely crazy. And I have some Democrat friends here, but they're crazy. And they might have approved a couple of them, but most of them they wouldn't. I said, if we put it all in one, there's something for everybody. And we got it approved with a pretty small majority. We have the majority, but pretty small majority. We got it approved. And we got some support. We got a little support from some of the rational Democrats. But one of the things we were able to do is help very much the Kennedy Center. We got so many other things, though. Largest tax cuts in history. No tax on, think of this, tips. No, for the workers, no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security for our great seniors, no tax on overtime. Nobody thought that was possible. You're allowed, if you buy a car, these people don't know about buying cars, because you buy cars, probably you're not going out to borrow a lot of money, the group in this room. But you know what? Middle income people, they never had this before. If you go out and borrow money, which almost everyone does to buy a car, you're now allowed to deduct the interest for income tax purposes. It's never happened before. It's a great thing. We have so many things in the great big beautiful bill, but one of the things we have is we're going to rebuild our city, Washington, D.C. We now have one of the safest cities in the country. It was a horror show when I came here. A year and a half ago, this city was so dangerous. A year ago, it was so dangerous. We've been there 10 months, and now we're setting records for safety. We've had virtually no crime. We had terrorism 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, horrible terrorism. But it sounds like we were doing so well that the terrorists felt they didn't want to see us do very well. But we have right now the safest capital. We have as safe a capital as anywhere in the world, and we had one of the most unsafe capitals in the world. Thank you. And I walk through the White House and I'll see especially young women say, "Sir, thank you very much." And I know immediately what they're saying. They're not thanking me for the 8 wars that we've stopped. They're not thanking me for even the tax cuts or any of the other things we've done. They're thanking me because they can actually walk to the White House. They feel safe now in the city, and they are. And I want to thank our National Guard. They've been unbelievable. The National Guard has been great. And Christy and Tom Homan and all the people that worked so hard on that. And as you probably noticed, we just went into New Orleans, and we went into Memphis, Tennessee. We went in a light way because we have a lot of opposition there with these people. They want to have crime. I mean, it's the craziest thing, Chicago. But we've brought down crime and just given it a little dose of what we do really well. But we'll at some point just go in and do it exactly the way we want. We won't have any crime, and we'll have very little crime in Chicago, almost none. And we'll stop it everywhere. We do stop it everywhere. And we had a governor, a very good governor from Louisiana. Jeff Landry just called and he said, "Please do me a favor. Would you send the troops into New Orleans? It's really gotten bad." I said, "We'll do it." We just sent them in, and within about 3 days, everyone said it's like a different place. And he's a smart governor. And some of the governors, you'd be surprised at some of the ones that are calling, but we're stopping crime. I said we were going to, during the campaign, we're going to stop crime. Nobody knew we were going to stop it to this extent. Nobody knew we were going to have a border where in 6 months, not one person came into our country illegally. Think of that. So we went from the worst border where millions and millions, 25 million people over the course of the 4 years came into our country, many from prisons and gang members, drug dealers, mental institutions. They came into our country, getting them out, have to get them out. Murderers, we have 11,888 murderers. Many of them are now either out or in jail because they'll murder again. More than 50% of those people murdered more than one person. But we took a very strong stand, and people are really liking it. And by the way, drugs coming into our country by sea, down 94%. Okay, down 94%. And I'm trying to figure out who the other 6% is, because frankly, I think they are they got to be the bravest people. Who are the 6% that are still trying to come in? But down 94%. And we're going to start that same process on land, because we know every route, we know every house, we know where they live, we know everything about them. They killed 300,000 people last year. And that's like a war. That's like a terrible war. Not going to let it happen. So we're doing a job that nobody else could do, but we're building this institution back to what it should be, and the nation's premier venue for the arts. And we're going to see that because DC is now a safe place. People want to be here. The restaurants are opening. You know, if you go back a year, nobody wanted to go to restaurants. They lost 40% of their restaurants. They closed. They had no business. And the restaurants that were open were doing no business. And people felt safe, unsafe, even sitting, waiting for a meal. People would come in and do bad things. We don't have that anymore. And now restaurants are open. You can't even get into a restaurant now in Washington, D.C. It's a beautiful thing to watch. And we're showcasing our country. And we're always going to have it, because the capital of the United States of America has to be a safe and beautiful place. And we're fixing it. We're fixing the roads. We're removing the graffiti on the most beautiful marble you've ever seen. We're removing granite. I like granite better on the outside because it's real easy, but the marble is very porous. During the Biden administration, they sprayed a lot of red paint on a lot of white marble. And you still see it, you know, they worked real hard to get it off, but it goes down deep. It's a disgrace what they were allowed to do. It was also a disgrace that they allowed millions of people into our country illegally, and people that were not people that we want to have. They weren't people that could love our country. We want people coming into our country that can love our country. So the generosity, of so many outstanding donors, and Rick mentioned some of them, but we've had so many people that just are so generous. It's been really incredible. And as you know, this is America's 250th anniversary. So we have all of these people, and next year is right around the corner, and that's going to be big. Then we have the World Cup coming, and we have the Olympics coming. And, you know, I got the Olympics and I got the World Cup. I cannot take credit for getting 250 years. That was just, we sort of lucked out. I tried to do that, but it didn't work. It lucked out, but the 250 is going to be incredible. In fact, we're having, on June 14th, we're having a fight. All of the greatest champions in the world, the UFC fight, they're building an arena in front of the White House, if you can believe it. Then like 6,000 seats, and then they're going to build it for the fight. They're going to have the greatest champions of the world coming, and they're going to have over 100,000 people out. They're putting screens all over certain parts of Washington so everyone can see it. I don't think there'll be anything like it. It'll be on a Sunday night, June 14th. Flag Day happens to be my birthday, but I didn't do it for that reason. Just it actually, sir, we like the June 14th date. I said, you know, it's my birthday. They didn't know it, but they picked it. But it's, I'll take a little heat on that, but it's not that. But I will tell you, that's going to be some. Everyone's asking me for tickets for the UFC, but it's going to be great. They're going to have the greatest champions in the world all fighting that night. The great Dana White does a great job, and he wanted to do it. And the White House will be the background of the fight. There'll never be anything like this. There has never been, and there never will be anything like that. But a few hours ago, I had the tremendous privilege of presenting the 2025 Kennedy Center honorees with their medallions, their beautiful medallions from Tiffany, right in the Oval Office. And we thought we'd do it here. We thought we'd do it at different places and maybe pick the one that we like the best. And we said, no, that hits so well. And the Oval Office, right, Michael? The Oval Office, he said it. I've never seen anything like this. There's something about the Oval Office that's special. It's really just special. Even in its poorer state, it was still the Oval Office, and we appreciate it, and we have great respect. So many things happened in the Oval Office, and they got to see the beautiful cabinet room, which we've brought back to life like it should be. Beautiful. It's a beautiful room, and it's really a beautiful room once again. Actually, more beautiful than it ever was. It was never like this. But the American people are proud of our country. We're proud of our beautiful White House, and we're proud of our beautiful Kennedy Center. And now you have it at the top of the line. The lives they've led, these wonderful people that are here tonight, the legacies that they forged have become integral part of Americans' priceless cultural heritage. All of the people that we honor tonight are such beautiful words. I mean, you're priceless. It's a cultural heritage that you've created, each of you in a very different way, most of you in a very different form, catering to different people, frankly. But you add it up and it's 100% of our population. Each of them has given us treasures that will be passed down to every future generation. And I don't think you even appreciate what you've done. I don't think you really appreciate your greatness. Decades and even centuries from now, people will still watch and admire the films of Sylvester Stallone. There's nobody else can do those films. Nobody can do it. You know, he started Rocky. He had no money at all. And he had nothing. He had a car that barely couldn't, you know, he left New York. I think a place called Brooklyn, right? Brooklyn, good place. A lot of good people come out of Brooklyn. But he got that car to just get him there. And he stayed in his car and he slept. And he wrote this script called Rocky, along with about 28,000 other people. Everybody writes a boxing script, right? But for some reason, they loved it. And Sly didn't have 10 cents, had nothing. And they offered him like a lot of money. They offered him, I think, $500,000, some number that he never even thought was even possible. And he said, no, I don't want it. I want to make sure that you're casting the right person to play the role. And they said, well, we have stars. And they brought in stars. But the stars didn't have good bodies. They were flabby. They were not really boxers. And Sly would look at some of these guys, big names. He was intimidated in one way, but in the other way, he said, that guy can't play the role. And we won't say the names of the people, but they're really top actors.
Say
And for some reason, here's a guy that had no contacts, no anything, but they loved this one studio in particular, loved this script. And they were going crazy over it. And they brought in the top people, and Sly said, let me see your box. And he's have a guy, and he said, he can't play the role. He had a lot of flab around the upper chest area. It's supposed to be solid like a rock. And then they brought in another one. And finally, they looked at Sly. They said, oh, man, you're in good shape. You think you could play the role? He said, I'll play the role. I'm not going to let somebody else play it. And he was actually willing. He thought they'd have somebody, but he said, that's not a boxer. That's not a fighter. These are good movie stars. Keep their shirt on, but they're good movie stars. But they're not fighters, right? And he took that role, and the rest is history. The rest is history. But think of it, how many people would turn down, a tremendous, enough money, he probably thought he could live for the rest of his life. He probably could have if he had to. But who would turn down that kind of money? And he did it. He didn't want to have anything to do with it. He wanted it to be right. And who would then think of it as, isn't it just about the largest grossing movie? It's like, there's never been anything like it. Rocky, the whole Rocky series. It's been incredible. And then you had a little thing called Rambo. I loved Rambo, Sly, I'll tell you. I loved Rambo. I got to watch Rambo one time. I said, I wonder what this is all about. I went to a movie theater a long time ago when I used to go to movie theaters. I'd like to go again. I loved them. I loved the popcorn. And it was Rambo. I knew nothing about it, but I liked Sly. So I said, let's go see it. After about 4 minutes, I said, this movie is great. Rambo, I think Rambo gave Rocky a little run too, if you want to know the truth. Loved it. We loved all of them. But really a legend, and each of the people that are being honored, they're treasures that really will be passed down to future generations, decades and centuries from now. People are going to be looking at your work. They're going to be seeing every one of you. Your work is so incredible. And they'll be thrilling to the performances of Sly and the performances, it's all on tape, of the great Michael Crawford and Phantom. It's all on tape, thank goodness for tape. Because if you couldn't see him, if you would miss that, if you wouldn't see Michael Crawford, the way he moved, the voice was magnificent, but the way he moved and the hands, the whole thing, it's just, there'll never be anything like it. But we have it on tape from every different angle. So guess what? You're lucky. There are a lot of great people that they've never been preserved that way, but you've been preserved. And people are going to be looking, people are going to be watching that and comparing in other plays and in other forms and other venues. They're going to be looking and comparing others to you. And I don't think they're ever going to find anybody like you, Michael. Okay. I know something about that business. I don't think they'll find anybody like you. The look, the movement, the whole deal, and then the voice, right? The voice, that beautiful voice. And they'll still know the unforgettable songs of George and Gloria and Paul, Gene, Peter, and the late, great Ace Frehley, who's represented by his daughter. And she was crying she was crying. And all that meant to me is one thing. She loved her father, right? She loved her father. And the guys loved him. That band has stuck together for a long time. I've known a lot of bands, and they don't last too long. They're gone, much to the detriment of themselves, actually. But these guys get along, and I love to watch people. And I was watching them, and they really respect each other, and they like each other. I just congratulate you. What a job. What a job you've done. What a great job. Thank you all. I've known Gene for a long time, and I've known the others for shorter periods of time, but they're real talent. And tonight they're really appreciated. The world has seen it, and the world is now watching. They're watching. The whole world is watching this. So thank you very much. On the film sets, Broadway stages, and in sold-out arenas around the globe, these exceptional individuals have spent their lives making the most of their incredible God-given talents. They have talent. They have talent. The great Gary Player, he hits shots. He's 90 years old. He still plays good. He shot a 70 with me the other day. He's 90. We're playing pretty far back, too. He's incredible. You think Biden could do that? I don't think so. Can't lift the club. But Gary was demonstrating shots, and one guy was having a very hard time, couldn't get out of a sand trap. Gary's known as the greatest sand player, #1 ever. He got down in the U.S. Opens, 2 U.S. Opens back-to-back. He got down 69 out of 71 times. I would say that's good. Even if you don't know anything about golf, you'd have to say that's good. But he got down, and this poor man that I was with, he was blessed with talent, but not golf talent. And he cannot get out of a trap. It was sad to watch. And Gary says, "You don't understand." And he dropped 5 balls. Ping, 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 ping. Every ball right next to the hole. This guy, and he tried it. He hit the ball a foot. He hit the next one over the green, like by 50 yards. The whole thing was a disaster. He said, "Well, here's the problem. I've got talent and you don't." And that's what's true about you. You have talent. These 5 groups and people, they have great talent. And if you don't have talent, to be honest with you, there's not a damn thing you can do. You can get a little better. But if you don't have talent, there's not a damn thing you can do about it. All you can do is try and find something else where you do have talent. But I just want to thank that, you shared these gifts, because you're really sharing a great gift with the world. And maybe tonight more so than any time in your career you've shared tonight, because tonight the whole world is focused on you. I want to celebrate all of this together, and tomorrow we pay tribute to them magnificently, and they're going to see something really special, and it's so great to have this at the Kennedy Center. I want to thank, as you know, FIFA for the award they gave me, but more importantly for choosing the Kennedy Center. We had over 1 billion people watching they were choosing the teams, which team is playing the next team, and you can imagine the thrill. But Johnny, who's the commissioner, he's a fantastic guy. I guess you have to say he's like the biggest guy in sports, Bob. He's big. He's saying we have 58 Super Bowls. I don't know if that's true, but let's say we have a few of them. But they have a lot of matches, and it's all taking place here. Don't forget, when I made that deal during my first term, and then I made the deal for the Olympics, and I said, man, it's so bad, because they were made 6 years away. So I said, I won't be president. And then I got screwed, and I said, let's do it again. And I did it again. We did great the second time. Unbelievable. We won by a lot. But the third time, we won by 10 million votes. But it was a COVID era. A lot of things happened, and a very crooked election, a lot of crooked people. But I said, we got to do it again. That's why we never give up. These people have never given up. They don't give up. Bob Kraft never gave up. Did you ever give up, Bob? I don't think so. Bob Kraft, have you ever given up, Bob? Look at him. He had a lousy team last year. He didn't know what to do. And now he's leading the NFL again. I'm sure your other owners are extremely happy for you, though, Bob, right? They're thrilled. They're just thrilled. But no, people don't give up. The real winners need the talent, but don't ever give up. But as chairman of the Kennedy Center, as president of the United States, and as a true fan of each of these incredible celebrities, but great performers, much more than a celebrity. You're much more than a celebrity. It gives me tremendous pleasure to congratulate them once again and say thank you for your incredible career. Thank you for gracing us with this wisdom and this genius that you have. It's what it is, every one of them. And the First Lady, who you saw yesterday and you're going to see again tomorrow, we're going to be having a good time. She congratulates everybody. She's focused on Christmas decorations at the White House, where she's done a great job. And actually, the press has treated us very good. The first year, the trees were white and beautiful, and the media said, why white? So I said, listen, do something that's more known. So the next year we did green. And they said, Why aren't you doing white? We like the white better. And next year we did red. We got killed with the red. But so we went through 4 years of that stuff. Nobody does it better. And this year it's just so good that they actually said the White House looks phenomenal when you add up all of the other things that we've done to it. You know, I tell people for the first 4 years, I was the hunted. So I didn't have a lot of time to fix up the floors, to redo the Lincoln bathroom. I took a little heat. It was the worst job. It was done in many years ago. It was done during actually the Truman administration with very cheap green tile. That was in Lincoln. Now we have it done in beautiful, beautiful Paradiso marble. It's all book matched and so beautiful. And people said, oh, why is he wasting time? That's not wasting time. That's saving our heritage. You know, many, many things like that. It's saving the heritage of this country. And it's so important. But I'm just going to leave you with the fact that this is a very brilliant and very important group of people that are in this room tonight. A lot of people wanted to be here, and the ballroom is very small, Marco. I mean, this is like, you know what this is? About 1/10. This is section A of what's being built. This is like a little corner, but it is beautiful. And I have to say this: Marco Rubio is a great Secretary of State. And I think he's going to go down as, you know, look, we've had some good ones. We've had some bad ones too, real bad ones. We've had some real dummies and some real brilliant, great ones. I think Marco, if we keep going like this, he's going to go down as the greatest Secretary of State in the history of our country. So Marco, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I just want to thank everybody. It's a very special journey that we're on. It's a beautiful journey, and we're beautifying our country. We're strengthening our country. We're respected again as a country. We're so respected now, like never before. And whether it's Europe, Japan, I mean, every one of them, they have tremendous respect. They used to laugh at us not long ago. A year and a half ago, they were laughing at us, and they're not laughing anymore. They respect us like they've never done before. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. It's a great honor to have you. Thank you very much.
Oh, they cut the music. Boo. Oh, I'm huge. So she said. Where is it?
That's what she said.
Somebody else's stuff today. Also, during it, I think it was this one. He said ping instead of ding, but I heard this.
Ding, 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 ding. Boom. Pshin, boom.
Those are two of my favorite ones. All right. So, man, he was just banging off the boards. That was fun. Thank you, Jackie, for pointing that out. Little impromptu El Jefe, El Presidente, just popping up with some. Well, I guess it was already scheduled, but that was cool. Okay, I'm gonna open the lines up again, and if anybody wants to talk about what we actually, let me go ahead and pull up this rant first from Keith O'Higgins. Keith O'Higgins says, or Keith O'Higgins for $1 says, just wait for tomorrow's libtard headline. Trump attacks deaf people with Kennedy sound issue. Yeah. And the funny thing is they're probably going to have something to say about what he was talking about that is somehow deemed an unlawful order or something stupid like that. And I mean, it's soap opera stuff. Nobody really cares. I mean, people care, obviously, but it's just distractions. All right, let me make sure I got this right. Okay, so we're opening up the lines again. Yeah, like Peyton Pooh said, hot speech for sure. Yeah, man. That was interesting. If anyone wants to call in and talk about it, anything they noticed. For me, I was kind of just listening to the whole thing just because I wasn't even expecting it. So I kind of wanted to figure out what was going on first, what he was trying to talk about, the general direction of his message, and then we started to weave a little bit. Then I got into the flow of the conversation. Jackie says, you should talk about the FIFA thing I sent you earlier. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Call from
Peyton Pooh.
Peyton Pooh, you're on Flow with Cam.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you played that. All right. Two things. God
Yeah.
bless you, brother in Christ. God bless Badlandia. God bless all of you out there. For the hundreds watching and the thousands and millions that will be forced to watch later, let's get ready to rumble.
Woo! Yeah. By the way, Jackie told me to set the timer, so I'm starting the timer. You got a 5-minute timer.
That's
Go.
fine. That's fine. All right. 5-minute timer. First of all, comms off the charts. I put them all in the chat. Right? I put them all in the chat. Go back and look. I caught them all, I think. Oh, wait. That's the one I didn't put them in.
Tell us that
caught
one.
them all. Right? All right. He didn't put that in there. Anyways, so I did a short the other day, and it was about FAFO. Fuck around, find out.
Yeah.
You know I don't like to use this kind of language, right?
Right.
So in my discussion with some of my friends this week, I was like, what did you think about this? You know, I mean, we've all found out at our age, most of my friends are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, right? We've all found out. Well, it's time to use our resources to fuck around again.
Yeah.
And I think it's time for us to break bread together, make a plan for ourselves and our communities, and to really break the system that's going on. That's my short message. Long message is just go back and listen to what President Trump just said, and I guarantee you, one of these key shows on Badlands is going to connect joints like I did.
Yeah, when I was listening to that, I think Claire Cat said in the chat, but it was either her or somebody else was saying that these Q After Dark guys are gonna have a field day with that tomorrow. Like, he was pinging, ping, 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 pew, pew, pew. That was great. So one thing that I love that you said is, I kind of took it as almost like, I guess, not parallel cultures, basically, and not even parallel, just like not creating, but building our own infrastructure, our own culture, I guess, like I said, and just once that's built, the other one can just fade away. Obviously there's things that we have to do in order to like push that out, but like the better thing will win out. The truth is always going to win out. So I love that, collecting our resources together and celebrating people that are achieving things that line up with our way of life.
Right. Well, and people that have better skills than us at certain things. Network, like for real. Have a real life conversation with a stranger. Pray with a stranger. That's my motto. Okay. And a lot of people lay their weight on my shoulders, and I pray it away. Right.
Right.
So I believe in the healing power of the Holy Spirit and God and Yahweh and all that stuff. But these are conversations you can't be afraid of. I'm not. I never have been, right?
Yeah, the question
So
is why are people afraid? Go ahead. You were about to solve my question.
So I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Right? So I've walked that path. Okay. Everybody knows I'm a recovering drug addict, or recovered.
Right.
That was like 2008 was the last time that I ever did meth. And you know, I came out stronger, better, but I've been thrown down so many times in the meantime. So the community that you build around you is people that understand you, but you have to use words, and you have to use kindness, and you have to use peace, right? So with all the violence, we all know the media is throwing out violence, whatever it may be. We can hold back and say, I'm going to be peaceful in the midst of this fire. Who's walking with us in the midst of that fire? Well, you can go back to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and be like, there was a fourth person in there. Who was that? That was Christ, right? So as we walk through the fire, he is with us and he's protecting us. And I mean, I can go all night, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I could go literally all night. I don't want to take up anybody else's time, but when I was listening to President Trump today,
Hmm.
he was definitely firing downfield comms to all of us to look into other stuff. Make sure that our information is right. All right, before we go out there, don't just assume. Go verify. Okay, before you have a conversation with somebody. Like when I ask God to write His word on my heart, I read the Bible and I make sure that I'm not going to misspeak on behalf of God.
Right. That's very important.
You know what I mean? It's very important because we can all be deceived through whose realm? Satan's realm,
Yep.
right? So I don't care if it's a globe or a flat earth or whatever, it's Satan's realm. I know that he's not omniscient, he's not omnipotent. My God is.
Right.
And we have to be aware of the wiles of the enemy. So you have to be aware, you have to be smart, you have to be fast, you have to be quick. And so I'm trying to use as few words as possible to relay this message.
That's all right, man. I think we got the message. Thank you so much for calling in, Peyton Pooh. Love you, brother. And yeah, guys, I don't know exactly what they're going to talk about, obviously, but to tune in to Q After Dark tomorrow.
Cue in.
Q in tomorrow. After the narrative, it'll be hopefully Brad will be back, but Brad, Josh, and Alpha. But love you, brother. You take care, and I'm gonna open the lines up again.
Thanks for your time, brother, and all my Badlandia family out there. Thank you for your attention to the matter.
Absolutely. All right, love you,
Have a
bro.
good
Take
night.
care.
Bye.
Bye. All right, y'all. Give me just a second before anyone else calls in. I'm gonna take down the number for a second because Jackie sent over, or she told me where to find the World Cup thing she was talking about. She said she tagged me in it earlier. Here we go. Okay, so let me share my screen. Here we go. Let me pull this up. Oh, hold up. Ah, so loud. All right. So Jackie tagged me in this earlier today, and it came out at 11:51, and it says "History in the Making: President Trump and FIFA World Cup 2026. The world's biggest game comes to America." So we're gonna watch this video. This is obviously some promotion for us. Let's see how the United States is doing up the World Cup this time. Thank you so much, Jackie, for sharing that with us. Yeah, guys. I know a lot of people in the chat. First of all, people in the chat are not big fans of sports in general. Not everybody, obviously, but I know that that most of you are not big fans of soccer or football as it's said around the world. But man, having the World Cup here, obviously it's hosted by the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. But we're obviously the top dog in the hemisphere. And then Flying Storm says, and suddenly Barron's soccer ball appears. Yep, the ball he gave to Barron after Putin gave it to him during the Russia Olympics, or not the Olympics, the Russia World Cup. Yeah, that I did think this was weird, Bay Theater Dave. Demons reaching out of hell trying to steal the world. Yeah, that trophy was very strange. But I think it's interesting that he's in possession of it now. So it's if you want to go the symbolism route, Nick Finishman. I like soccer, not going to watch. I understand that. But if you want to go the symbolism route, Trump is in control of that portal, that opening. He has the ability to keep it closed or to have it open. That's what I get from him getting that trophy, because it's a trophy that looks like symbolizes like war, not war, but just like hell, demons reaching out. And to label it a peace trophy, I think that's interesting. But who knows? Could be reading too much into it. But that's just my take. So I'm going to also, Jackie, because you brought that up, if there's anything you wanted to mention about it, go ahead. But I just want you guys to, as much as you may not watch the sport, just understand that there's a lot of stuff that goes on around FIFA, especially around the world. The owner of PSG's soccer team that just won the Champions League, which is like the World Cup, but it's not literally the World Cup, it's basically the European Cup for soccer, but that's the best leagues in the world. Their team just won the Champions League this past summer, and he's also part of the Qatari government, which I think is very interesting. He obviously has a relationship, being the owner of PSG and being one of the wealthiest men in the world that owns a football team. He has ties to Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA, who has ties to basically every billionaire in the world that owns a team. Because it's almost like how the NFL, you've got, even though Roger Goodell's role is a little bit different, you've got all these owners that, yeah, they own teams, but they also have somebody that they kind of not necessarily work for, but work with. So, all right, I have something to say. All right. Let me turn this off real quick.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome, and hello. I felt like it was important. The reason why I kind of came over here and told Cam to really talk about the FIFA thing is I don't feel like a lot of people obviously are not into this whole soccer thing. I, for one, am not like the biggest soccer fan. In fact, I kind of make fun of it the majority of the time.
Oh, you don't love soccer? It's not your favorite thing to do or watch in the world? You don't love going outside and just kicking the ball around?
Absolutely
for the
not.
love of the game?
No, I mean, I literally, it's to the point where I needed to come over here, bonnet and all, and in my comfy tortilla blanket, because when Cam talks about the importance of the FIFA relationship and what's going on politically, it's very interesting. And it's funny because obviously there's a connection between American, like the NFL and everything like that, but there's just something unique, I feel, about soccer, because it is so global that it almost has that same, and it has the same thing with like cricket too, where cricket is also an international sport, and even rugby.
Yep.
Rugby is another one that it's very international sport. So I feel like there's importance behind them. And yeah, we kind of write them off because as Americans, it's not our number one sport. But I feel like there is something there. And, Cam has been able to just kind of highlight how different and important the soccer relationship politically is. I don't know. It's important. And I like the way that you talk about it. And I feel like you should do an entire show where we kind of go over it, because I feel like it, a lot of people, they don't see it there. And people just kind of tune it out. I know it's not, like I said, it's not something that we as Americans really think about,
right?
But I think it is important.
Yeah.
And you see it all the time in, different articles and stuff of things that are actually happening in the sport that are translating to things that are happening on the global scale. So just a thought.
Yeah, there's just too many quote unquote coincidences in the world of football, world football and politics, that like the fact that Saudi Arabia since Trump got into office in 2016, or was elected into office in 2016, the fact that their league has grown so much, the MLS is just now flipping their schedule to be in the same with Europe and everything. That was the last thing that kind of kept us from being able to kind of move players in between leagues efficiently, to where the MLS can start to build up its revenue stream so that it can compete on the world stage with clubs like Liverpool and Real Madrid and PSG and Bayern Munich and Man U and Barcelona and all those clubs. So, and the reason that matters so much is because in some of those countries, like in a country like Spain, like obviously Spain is considered somewhat of a decent sized country to us, but it's not that big of a country. these two clubs, Real Madrid and Barcelona, they make up so much of the revenue in that country.
Yeah.
The GDP and everything, like the jobs that are tied to it and stuff like that. So I love that Jackie brought that up.
And not only that, I feel like you talked about it briefly on OnlyLands last night, where it is like, it's kind of highlighting the whole human trafficking too, because they really are from a really young age trying to find their next prodigy player and going out into the favelas in Brazil and going out to like these really impoverished areas to find their next standout person. And they're going and finding these kids, at 10, 11, 12 years old to, then try to mold them. And then from there, they're able to literally make them the best human being in the world, soccer wise. Because then from there, and the thing is that they're not even someone from that country, like Messi.
Yeah.
He's from Argentina. He was brought into Spain and raised up in the Spanish culture. But from there, Barcelona had the leveraging power to sell him off to whoever they wanted to.
Yeah.
So I think that's and it's, and of course obviously Messi, because he's such a great player, he has he's able to go wherever, but think about the lowly person that doesn't ever make it that high. He's basically an indentured servant who just has to play soccer.
Yeah. The whole system of scouting players and buying players and everything, there's so much gray area involved in it. But it's very interesting because it also ties into cultures too. Like there's a documentary on the goalkeeper for Liverpool, Alisson. He's from Brazil, a smaller town in Brazil. And his documentary is fascinating to me, not only because he's one of my favorite players, but the area. And this happened with plenty of other players. Like Neymar is obviously huge for Brazil, but there's so many players that they play through these clubs, they get a big contract, they go overseas, and then once they make it really, really big, they come back to their country, and their little towns are the love that these people receive in their small hometowns it's more than we see for Donald Trump on a regular basis. It's crazy how much these people are loved, and it's just fascinating for me to see how the world works in. We see things on a global scale or on a big scale. We see geopolitics or even just U.S. politics or even state politics. But just seeing how little different parts of a community can lift somebody up, and kind of what Peyton Poo was talking about, where they could all work together to get Alisson to make it to go overseas to Europe. And then because he's such a good person, he was raised by a good family back home. When he comes back, he just pours back into the city, and then you have 5 or 6 players now that are in Europe that basically off of his money from his contract, and his just the fact that he made it, they're able to get that entire community out of poverty. So, and it's interesting to see how that'll work with global finance just being completely flipped on its head.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny, Big Theater Dave in the chat he's talking about the reserve clause for the MLB.
I see it.
And I think that's interesting too.
You know more about that than I do.
I mean, a little bit, but not much more. I just think it's interesting because baseball did at one point before they started going real woke. I felt was on par with the baseball or the soccers of the world, where it was a global sport. Obviously, we still have some type of global semblance when they have the World Baseball Classic, which happens every 4 years.
Yeah.
So I think it is still a global sport, not as much as obviously the soccer, because they got leagues in every country. But yeah, I think that's interesting.
Yeah. One thing about soccer that I think is very interesting is in soccer, you can argue that most people would say that the English Premier League is probably the best league because it has from team 1 to team 20, it's got the most competition on a week-to-week basis. There's probably 6 teams that are really pushing for the title throughout most of the season. But the fact that you have Italy, France, Germany, Spain, and England as top 5 leagues, there's really no other sport in the world that there isn't just one outstanding league. There's the NHL, the MLB, the NBA, and cricket. I don't know what it is, but it's probably over in New Zealand or Australia. In rugby, it's probably in Australia or New Zealand, or maybe I don't know where it is. But all these other sports, there's usually just one major league. So it's it makes it so that you have more opportunities for, I don't know how else to describe it other than like trickle down economics. Like you have bigger clubs with more money, and then they can pay their players more, and then they can help do stuff back in their hometowns and all this stuff. So yeah, it's interesting to me. Soccer on horseback is the best. For some reason, I've actually seen that before. I don't know why or how I've seen it, but some reason I've seen that before.
How does that even work? Do you have like extra long legs?
I don't know. Maybe we're talking about
Is
polo?
that? Oh, I think you're talking about polo.
Polo.
Polo is the one where you have a stick and you like hit the ball.
MZ Mauser, yeah. So the All Blacks in New Zealand, when I was flying into Wellington, there's a big sign when you come in, and they love their All Blacks over there, man. And then the soccer team's the All Whites. I always thought that was really funny. Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yep. Yep. So all right, guys. So I'm going to put the number back up. I think we're set up to take calls. I think I'll just do the mute tap button instead of the headphones if anyone calls in while Jackie's still over here. But yeah, go ahead and call in if you want to talk about the you want to talk about soccer. Yeah.
Soccer.
If you want to talk about geopolitics, if you want to talk about the speech, if you want to talk about shoots and ladders.
We don't want that. I mean, you can.
Why not?
Is that water?
No.
Oh.
Oh, where is my water?
I
I
don't
left
know.
it outside. That's all right.
Yeah, I'm out of water.
So people are saying, what about golf, PGA? Oh, golf's a great example. So golf is the reason why golf is golf is obviously a huge sport. It's a worldwide sport, but golf is an individual sport, and each golfer is obviously on their own, but they have a team around them.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of people on their team versus the amount of people on a soccer team or like any other team sports, because it's an individual sport. Because like tennis is, I don't think tennis is as big as golf is. Actually, I don't know.
What about F1?
So F1's tough because you gotta have a car.
Oh.
Like this. So the reason soccer's so easy is because all you need is a ball to like play when you're growing up. Same with basketball. Football, technically, if you just play street football, but football's a little more organized. Hockey, you need skates, a stick, pads. Well, yeah, guess you need pads. Full contact golf could speed up the game.
Oof.
That would be the dumbest sport ever. You would just have just assault with golf clubs. I don't think there's any more efficient way than just to run up to somebody and hit them with a golf club. Because if you're trying to hit golf balls, they can move out of the way. Unless there's like a narrow area you have to be in. Oh, so when we're growing up, we played this game. So you get into a batting cage, right? And you have sometimes we'd put up the barrier, usually with
Call from
Boom diggity.
to accept, press 1.
Boom diggity. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
How are y'all? I'm great.
We're doing fantastic. So glad to hear from you.
Hey, Boom.
Hi. I just wanted to call and say hello. I love you guys.
We love you. I know. So I've noticed that you have a new Rumble page.
Yeah, the wildest thing is it's like I just got wiped. It was like it could not be recognized one day when I could not even log into the Rumble app. I have no idea what happened.
Interesting. Yeah, because I was like, wait a second. I was like, I've seen this woman, and I know that I've like I know what your face looks like. So I was like, I know who this is. And then I was like, wait, what happened to her old account? And so I kind of made the connection. One
night I tried to log on to Rumble, and it was like I wasn't a member and I wasn't logged in, and I was like, what's going on? And it said my email could not be recognized. It was crazy. And I've had that account since Rumble started. I have no idea what happened. So I had to just reboot.
Yeah, that's very strange.
That's really strange. Did you have any videos on there that you had posted?
I did, and I figured that might be what it is. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's so weird though, because I don't think I've heard of anybody having problems like that on Rumble. Like obviously like glitches on Rumble or like things not loading or being able to play, but not losing their account. That's weird.
Yeah, it was wild. And I mean, and I reloaded it with the same email address, when I signed back up. So I have no idea.
Crazy. Yeah. Like the fact that you were able to reuse your email is like interesting.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was a premium member. I have no idea. And I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to sign back up and start it all over. And I didn't bother even calling support. I was just like, let's just do this.
I can appreciate that. So we appreciate you.
Y'all been doing well. Love the show. I have nothing to say about sports or soccer.
Oh no, it's fine. We appreciate you for calling in, and we love you, and we hope to see you soon.
I know. I hope to see y'all soon. If not, Merry Christmas if I don't get to see you before then.
Yes, Merry
That's
Christmas
true.
to you too.
Are we gonna try to do anything before then? Because
That was your job
what was my job?
to figure out the date.
Oh, so
Well, let me know if you decide to.
All right. Well, maybe I'll try to come up with something impromptu that's a little bit further away from Christmas, closer to now, but we'll see.
All right. Well, I'll do my best to be there whenever it is. Y'all take care.
All right. Love you, Boom. Take care.
All right. Love y'all. Bye.
All right. Good night. Well, now you guys know that I dropped the ball on that one.
It's all right.
I didn't know that. I didn't remember that.
It's okay because we talked about it after the last
the
last meetup.
Why would people give me responsibilities? I have a show to put. I have to push start on a show and then talk, and then push buttons and try not to be muted. Why are you giving me responsibilities for planning? Oh my god.
It's okay. What we can do is I know a lot of people right now. If you're in Georgia right now, what we can do is we can do a virtual meetup. We'll do a virtual meetup for December. We didn't do one in November either. We'll do a virtual just so that we can connect as a group. And if you want to come on, hear people's stories, see their faces, you can. If you don't, that's fine too. I'll drop that in the Telegram group this week. So yeah.
Is anybody else doing any meetups before Christmas?
I know that I think Illinois did one today.
Illinois
did one today. I think Wisconsin was supposed to have one. Oh, wait, no, Wisconsin had one too. So it was Wisconsin and Illinois both had today.
Nice.
Massachusetts was supposed to have one, but they ended up canceling because everybody was busy with Christmas stuff. So
Christmas stuff already?
Yeah. I mean, there's already people who have already people who have like been doing Christmas work parties. Like this is like
wait, what's
full on
today's the 6th.
The 6th. Like there's
we got less than 20 days. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Because people start going out of town kind of soon. Not soon, but like within a couple weeks.
Right. So Deb Rich said that the Pittsburgh Cam's actually going to pull it up on the screen. He has the events page pulled up.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
So it looks like Pittsburgh Yinzers meetup is December 14th. They're going bowling. That's fun. We should do something like that.
Let me get to that one in a second. All right. So did you read this one yet?
No. So
you go ahead and read it.
Oh, today, Maryland met up today.
A bad Maryland.
Oh yeah, their group is fun. I like their name of their group. So yeah, Maryland met up today. Good for them. Hope to see some photos if you guys posted any in the chats. Let's see who else. The Kansas meetup. That's next weekend.
Oh yeah. I don't know if John's talked about that in a few days. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they're meeting up next weekend. I think Lynn Fairbanks has been the one who's been in charge of all of the planning for that. So definitely reach out on there so that you guys can get information on that.
That was better when it was smaller.
Yeah, it was, but it's okay.
That's not what she said. Look, John's there.
Yeah, he's gonna be there. He's speaking at that event. They're supposed to be doing like a meetup kind of thing too, I think on Sunday. I'm not sure. I don't know the details. I'm unfortunately not going to be there. If you are in need of trying to find your group, go to the Badlands website, badlandsmedia.tv/groups to sign up for your event and find your group. If you want to just look to see what events are coming up, you can go to badlandsmedia.tv/events to find all of these events. That's where Cam is right now. That's where we are
right now.
Yeah, this is the website that he's on right now. But it's fun. I've enjoyed. We started our group last November November. So we've had a full year of our Georgia Badlanders group, which is awesome. It's been a great time. We're going to be Going into a new year, and it's always a good time to get into contact.
Go
with-
dogs.
Stop. You are not a dog.
It's from the commercial. I think it's the Allstate commercial. Barking at your boss.
No.
But I know I cut you off, but
Oh, it's fine.
so on the 14th, Mocan, where's that? Is that in
That's
Kansas?
Missouri, Kansas.
Yeah, it says Overland Park, Kansas. You
Mhm.
obviously have the RSVP, but with special guest John Harold. So that must be right after this thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's
this is what
Sunday.
you were just talking about?
Yep.
Oh, well then yep, that's Lynn Yoda. What a name. Preferred Lynn Yoda on Telegram. So guys, send it if you're in the Kansas area. Was it Kansas City or Kansas and Missouri?
It's Missouri, Kansas. So they have the main group is MoCan, and I think they have like subgroups of the main group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So make sure you RSVP for that one. Then
I think that's it.
That's it for the upcoming ones
That are on the website at least.
Yeah. So if there's, what were you saying? Is this to find your local group thing you were talking about?
Yeah, you click on that and it'll take you to it'll pull up a form for you to fill out, and you fill it out and you'll get in contact with a group person or an admin of the group. So yeah.
Then that's what you fill
You
out.
fill it out and send it in. And then, like I said, you'll get in contact with somebody from the groups.
Yep. And anything else on the website that we want to show?
You can become a Badlander.
Oh yeah.
Become a
Where's
Badlander.
that?
That's a monthly thing. That's where they go to boosts. So right where they have the boosts, you should be able to. I don't know exactly where, but it's under the boost. There it is. You go to and you become a Badlander. That's where you get you can send in a monthly. Basically, like subscribing.
Oh, right here.
Yeah. Subscribing is a reoccurring monthly payment. So instead of subscribing on Rumble and the Badlands team not getting 100% of the proceeds, you can get at least close to 100%. It may not, there may be like processing fees that get taken out on this website, but yeah.
Yeah. And remember, guys, the reason we're doing this is because we're trying to obviously build this community. We love the community that we have here, but in order for us to have more of an impact, we want to be able to get monetized on YouTube. We want to be able to get monetized on X. Obviously, Rumble's been great to us, all these different places. And the more revenue that we bring in, it's just like with any business, the more we can pour back into Badlands to get it out there and to make a lot cooler things for you guys too. So so if you have the means, or if you want to, well, actually, just if you have the means, but if you want to and have the means, go ahead and become a Badlander. And
yeah,
go ahead.
Exactly. If you don't, if you're in a financial situation where you're unable to give, that's okay, because the best thing you can do is hit that thumbs up. That is an absolutely free way for you to support the channel and support the creators that you see every day.
Thank you very much, y'all. All right, so let's take this off the screen and we'll open this back up. So what else is going on? What are you guys doing tomorrow on your show, Jackie?
So tomorrow I actually have two things going on. Noon every day from December 1st to December 24th. I have been reading a chapter of the Gospel Luke on my on both my YouTube and my Rumble channel. So if you guys want to it's quick 15-20 minutes. I like I've been saying is I want to get into the word, read it, see what God has for us, and then get out of and back into the world, because he's not asking for us to give up an entire day, even though yes we should at the same time, but as long as we set aside at least 15 minutes of intentional time with God, I feel like we will see his word, and it'll impact us in a way that I don't know, can't ever describe.
Yeah, we can't fully imagine what great things God can do for us, especially when we give our life over to him and just have a relationship with him. And I love what you were saying. I think that intention is the main thing behind it, because I used to kick myself whenever before when I prayed before I ate. I used to kick myself when I wouldn't either pray for everything that I felt like I was grateful for in one sitting. Obviously, sometimes you're hungry and you want to eat, and then you feel guilty because you're like, I just said a quick prayer. And what I learned is to have intention with my prayer before I eat, and that feeling is completely different.
Yeah. So, and it's like I said, something that you can watch. It's like I don't want to do more than 15, 20 minutes just so that you can get in, get out. So every day on my channel on Rumble and on YouTube, you can find those. Tomorrow at noon is when I'll be doing that. And then at 7 p.m. Eastern, Bay Theater Dave and I are going live with The Chosen. We have a show called The Good Book Sessions, and we go live with The Chosen and kind of discuss the episodes. We started season 2, so tomorrow we'll be doing season 2, episode 2, and that episode is called I Saw You. And it's a really good episode. So if you guys would like to join us tomorrow, we will be, like I said, watching episode 2, not watching, but discussing episode 2 of season 2 of The Chosen, 7 p.m. Eastern on both my channel and Bay Theater Dave's channel.
All right.
So that's what we got going on.
And have you mentioned to the people about your Christmas specials or anything like that, or is that not being announced yet? Or?
Oh, on Alpha's Make Sandwiches?
No, I meant with you and.
Oh,
Jay
yes. We've so Ash mentioned it on their show on Thursday, but Bay Theater Dave and I and Ash and Ghost are having a crossover episode for both 2 of them. First one coming out on Christmas Eve when we watch The Shepherd, which is a short Christmas special, which is actually the proof of concept of The Chosen. So that was a really good episode. It was we enjoyed that one. And then on New Year's Eve, we will be watching The Messengers. The Messengers is another episode that the 4 of us will be discussing, which is the actual Christmas special. So it should be a good time, and I'm excited. I love what God is doing with both our show, the Good Book Sessions, and their show, The Choice, because I feel like we want to shine a light and show and share Jesus with the world. So yeah, that's what we're doing.
God said, "Why not 2?"
Yeah.
Why 1? Why not 2?
Yeah. So and Jeff's Coke, this is exactly what I've been doing. There are 24 chapters in the Gospel Luke. And if you start on December 1st, if you read 1 chapter a day, which is what I've been doing, you go through the whole life and ministry of Jesus, so that on Christmas Eve, you get to the actual crucifixion and everything, and you feel like you have you know the reason for the season and are able to fully celebrate Christmas and kind of reflect on it. So it's amazing, and I love what God is doing with, like I said, with what we're doing with the show and what He's put in my heart to be able to share the Gospel of Luke with you guys.
Yes. Real quick, Wilson's chick says, "Hey, we're late. It's my husband Doug's birthday. Happy birthday, Doug."
Happy birthday, Doug.
Thank you for sharing allowing your wife. No, not allowing. Thank you for having your wife to share her time with us during your birthday. Thank you for being here, Wilson chick.
Yeah.
And Doug, I hope you're having a wonderful birthday and have had a wonderful birthday so far.
Yeah.
I saw Babbage right here said The Choice airs on Badlands, but only on Rumble.
Yeah.
So you guys already know, but copyright, you can't play like clips of The Chosen on YouTube. That's like an extremely well-known show that it's going to get flagged every time.
Yeah.
But it's easy to come over to Rumble. I highly suggest you get an account so that you can give us thumbs up and everything. But honestly, you might be able to watch it without having an account. I'm not totally sure, so don't take my word for it. But don't miss out on the show is what I'm trying to say. Bay Theater Dave says the show with Ash and Ghost was so fun.
Oh yeah, it was. So we recorded it. We recorded the Christmas Eve one, and it was such a good one. So
and that's just 1 of 2, right?
1 of 2. So hope and who knows, we may have more than that down the road. So we'll see.
It's awesome. That's awesome. Deb Rich says sharing Jesus, nothing better than that. Yeah.
Amen.
And I would never say that I was afraid to do that, because I had no problem. Like I'm not ashamed. But I know that over the past few years, I've just become more and more vocal. And like, those people that like, they either don't believe or they don't want to talk about religion or faith or whatever. I've stopped self-censoring myself and using words like the power of Jesus Christ, or I've given it up to God or whatever, because I'd be lying to them before when I would say something like, oh, I just let it go or whatever. When I say I basically did it all by myself, I'm technically lying to them, even if I'm not directly saying I'm doing it by myself. Like when I don't give God the praise that He deserves, then I'm actually not giving God the praise He deserves, basically.
Well, you're not doing what he called you to do.
Yeah.
We were called to be here to praise him and to give him thanks. And because we literally would be nothing without him. So yeah, you're basically living out of alignment when you don't do that.
Amen. Yes, Ash. And B28, no people tonight. Alpha on strike. Alpha is not on strike, at least not that I know of, but there will be no people tonight. I'm not going to stay on the whole time, guys. Probably the latest I'll be on is until 10 Eastern time, so 45 minutes at the most. But I don't want to just keep vamping and stuff, but as long as we have stuff to talk about, we'll stick around.
Yeah.
At least till 10, because I do want to get off and do other things before.
I actually have to prepare our
PPH.
show for tomorrow.
Yeah,
so.
that's the other thing is I'd love for Jackie to stay on the entire time, but she also has stuff that she has to do too. She's already had 2 shows today?
Yeah, I did. So I did the reading and then I did my show Hooks and Harmony. So yeah, busy day today. It's funny because my weekends are my busiest times. Because I have Friday I'm usually like preparing for Saturday, and then Saturday I have show. Sunday I have show. So usually preparing for show. Monday I have show, so preparing for show. Tuesday is like my one free day a week where I don't have like anything, and then Wednesday again show. So but Tuesday is usually me preparing for Wednesday show. So it's a lot. It is a lot. And then Thursday is usually the day that I watch The Chosen so that I can prepare for Friday, which is preparing for Saturday. So I'm very busy, to say the least.
Yeah, but wouldn't you say that? Wouldn't you say that you enjoy it?
Oh, I enjoy it so much. I don't even feel like I'm working half the time. I'm just like truly getting to do what I get to like have fun doing. I don't know. It is the coolest thing. So I'm excited.
Will you read this one, please?
The Holy Spirit activated. God is doing a thing. He is absolutely doing a thing, and I am absolutely here for it. I love it, and I'm just excited to be here. I'm excited to be here and to be a witness of what is happening, and to be also not only a witness, but I also feel like I know that this is the episode that Ash and Ghost will be covering this week. They're covering the 8th episode in season 1.
Okay.
And Fotina, who is the Samaritan woman at the well, spoiler.
Are you spoiling their show?
Spoiling,
Don't
sorry.
spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Ghost spoils it all the time.
It doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter. He's allowed to do that. It's on him.
So if you haven't seen season 1 of The Chosen, episode 8 is the episode where Jesus meets with the Samaritan woman. And at the end, when she's like, I want to tell everybody about the news, that's kind of like how I feel right now. And the thing is that I never felt like this before. Like, when I was young, I've always been in the church. My grandfather was a minister in New York in a really big church. And always been in the church. We all holidays, everything. We were literally all there.
Yeah.
So growing up, like that's just, it was like nothing. People would, how people quote things, like they'll quote movie quotes or whatever. It was scriptures for us. We would just like, today is the day that the Lord has made, just kind of things like that. And it was corny, but it was also like, that's just how we live.
That's less corny than coming up with the like fictional stories that some guy or some lady wrote to try to sell somebody on some type of propaganda to get people to give away their rights. Like that's corny.
Yeah. But now being able to just kind of really fully embrace that and just kind of get to be that corny self, and as an adult fully embrace it is so cool. Because I always like, when you go into middle school and high school and you go into college, you're like, oh, that's not cool to just like be talking about Jesus like that. But now as an adult, it's the coolest thing. Plus, being able, I'm on TikTok because I want to connect with the youth. And in fact, tomorrow what I'm doing is I'm going to be reading Luke chapters 1-7 all the way through on TikTok. So I'm excited to just see how that goes. But seeing the youth activated for Jesus right now, that's cool.
Do you have that video? Would we be able to play it?
Maybe.
Okay.
The one of
the kids at like it's like a
at the dance. Yeah. I can pull it up. I can find it for you if you want. I can, yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so this video, what is this a video of?
I don't know, but that's
Disturbing.
sorry.
It's not your fault. Guys that are over on YouTube, I'm gonna cut the stream from YouTube. Sorry about that, but I'm gonna play some videos. We're gonna play some videos. So people on YouTube, please head over to X. Let me pull the links first so that we can have a semi-smooth transition over. It would help if I had the thing up,
What are you looking for?
the live stream for the show.
Oh,
we
there it
go.
is.
Hopefully the sound won't start blaring. Hey, it's us.
So someone in the chat just said, this is the first time I've seen this young lady. Hi, my name is Jackie. Good to see you. And someone asked how they can follow me. Well, I'm here on Rumble. If you search my name, Jackie Espada, I think someone put it in the chat earlier. If someone could grab my channel. But I'm here on Rumble. I'm also, Babbage put it in the chat on YouTube.
Babbage, thank you so much. The Rumble
I'm
one.
also on Instagram. If you just look for my name, Jackie Espada, it's Jackie Espada is usually my handle on TikTok, Instagram, all of that. But yeah, I'm on Alpha's Make Sandwiches with Ash and Blue Eyes Abby every Monday. So it's good to be here. Every now and then I come and join Cam on my show, but it's good to see you all. I'm glad to be here and thanks, Cam, for letting me crash your show today.
Of course, it's not crashing. You're invited anytime. I love you and I enjoy being around you. And it's a lot of fun talking to you because I feel like the first time you came on the show, it was like you didn't want to overstep your bounds or anything. And I know that I was obviously a little finicky because I was uncomfortable just because I had never done this before. And I'm not as comfortable as you are in front of a camera. Although sometimes once I settle in, I'm usually pretty comfortable once I know what I'm doing. But yeah, it's nice to have these conversations with you on air because I feel like as we start talking, people get to see the way that we have conversations when we're just at home. So thank you for being here.
No problem. Jess Coke, I love that. She says I write Bible verses down and put them in my kids' lunchbox every day. They share it with their classmates at lunch. That is awesome. I think more parents should absolutely do that. I know that for a long time, my mom would write notes in my lunch, and as you know, she was a working mom, so she didn't really get an opportunity to always do it. But when she did, I know that it brought a smile to my heart. And
a smile,
a smile, a smile. A smile to my heart.
YouTube, I had to do that because I wanted to cut the stream over there so we could keep it moving. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Come over to X or Rumble or Kick. All right.